Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and like mentioned, you see the previous video, me, Sam and Tony have made a bit of a game plan of how to get Gary, the Mini 89 or 89 project or Project 89 or long-term project or back burner project, whatever you want to call it, on the road. Mrs S is in the background working on her projects, and it'd be quite nice to work alongside her with this to get this car done for her. So as you can see, we've been to Minimine and we've ordered a few bits, got a few bits, and we've collected stuff over the years of cars we've road anyway. It's time to do, or at least start, the dry build. So, if you remember the previous video, we've got arches to drill, lamps to put on, bumpers to fit. So we've got some proper stainless, nice bumpers. First shiny bit, which is quite exciting to buy for this car. Makes you feel like you're getting somewhere. But we need to make sure it's fixed, because you don't want to be trying to fit this stuff. It's all aftermarket, obviously, like it is these days. All this panel work's brand new. Nothing is going to fit it. We need to make everything fit and work as it should. We don't want any fouling, we don't want any paint chafing and stuff like that. So, in this video, I'm going to run you through kind of recapping what we did in the previous video walking around, but actually get it done, as in drill the holes, make alterations, and basically this is kind of probably part one of getting this car to a dry build stage. I'd like to try and get it done in one video, but let's just see how we crack on. So let's just quickly run through what we've got. So we've got two stainless bumpers. They're the ones that wrap round a little bit more, so they're nice kind of OEM looking ones, but they're stainless, so we shouldn't have issues with poor chrome. That's just a show plate that I had made, which is obviously quite cool. These brackets I couldn't find for a little while, but I've dug them out and got them. So these go onto here. So obviously it's got a drop down number plate, which is that gets fitted on. So anyone who's into Mark 1, Mark 2 minis or done the same conversion we're doing, you'll know what I mean. So we've got the fittings and stuff for that. Here is a old Lucas lamp. It's a reverse lamp, so it's got a big bolt through the back. The chrome's not the best on it, but we're hoping we can save it. But even if we can find a better one, if we don't run with that one, but at least the holes drilled in the boot, because it's going to be the same fitting, and we're done. This is a double skin boot, so what we need to do is we need to mark where we want it on here, drill it, and then on the back we also need to make a big hole here for the wiring to pass through, basically replicating kind of these holes that are already in the boot for the existing number plate lamp and whatnot. So get another hole and a grommet in there. That's that. And then walking around the side of the car, we've got wheel arches to fit, which will be probably the job I'm not looking forward to, because they can make or break the side of the car. But I'm hoping they're going to go well. They're going to get holes drilled, lined up and fitted, but then what I'd like to do is get some riv nuts, some stainless riv nuts, and riv nut them all on. But I've got to work out how to do that, because I don't want them to sit far away from the body. I want them to be nice and flush, but then you run the arch trim, so it all needs to be built, which is what I'm getting at. We've also got some alterations to do on the door. The door and the panel gaps probably get done when we do the prep video. So when we start sanding it, we'll start getting the bodywork panels fitting nice. Driver's side I'm really happy with. This side not so. So we'll just have to run through it and sort it. Front end doesn't need anything drilling as such. I know it needs the grill buttons doing. But I've got the grill that's going to go on the car that was off my sidewalk. The hole's pre-drilled, so what I can do is mask and tape it to the front, buzz through the front panel, and then that's fitted. So yeah, and then the same again. As much as you think these bumpers holes will fit, it's a brand new front end. Yes, it's heritage. Yes, it's nice. But with the arches fitted on here, the bumper there, you want to make sure that the spacing's all correct and stuff like that. So look at that. Look at that in there. Nice. So yeah, in here, there's nothing to really fit. So on the front panel, we've got one existing hole, which I think I remember right, it picks up on it, but we need the other one for the quick release grill. On here, there's nothing to really get rid of. We've got rid of the spotlight bracket, spotlight holes that come on the front panel, so I need to skimp a filler on that. And then there's obviously the existing holes there, but the bumper covers them, so I'm not worried by that. But we just didn't want the ones on the show there with little rubber grommets in. And then in the bonnet, I can just open it on the tab. Nothing to put in here as a dry build as such, but obviously we're going to run through in the prep video, like you said, and we're going to get rid of like deburr everything, clean everything up, a little bit of filler needs sanding back there, and then match the nice paint there back up. So nothing to really do in this episode within the front engine bay, apart from drill 2 holes for them. And then on this side, we've got obviously mirror the other side with some arches. This side, all the panel gaps I'm really quite happy with, to be fair. I don't think it needs too much alterations. Just need to just double check everything, we're happy with it, and then, yeah, work with it. Also, one comment is we did get is the car looks a bit like a gasser because the end's down, front's up. There is no weight whatsoever in this car. The suspension is put on purely to roll, so there's no like shocks or anything like that. There's no engine, there's no weight, there's no glass, there's nothing in this car. So they do look like that. They look like proper slanted like that. So that is what it is. We will have to work with that. The wheels that are going on the car shouldn't, in theory, need body mods. I've got them on my mini sidewalk, and Mrs S won't run as low as me, so they shouldn't need body mods. Once the suspension's geoed up and correctly fitted and done, we should be okay with it. So I'm just going to fit the arches like they're fitted to a standard car. Yeah, we should be fine. So some of you know what wheels are going on this car, some of you don't. We'll work that out when we get through it. But the wheels won't get fitted because obviously they're actually currently on another car at the moment. But we can fit the arches regardless. So let's get cracking with this. Before we get into it, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We can also join the channel if you want, which is a little donation a month, which I'll massively be appreciative of. It helps fund this place and fund the projects and stuff like that. It's a very, very small donation. I don't want to beg or anything like that, but please hit that button if you want to. Also, check out both our sponsors. We've got Minimine, who have hooked us up with all these bits for the 89 project. So shout out to them. There's a discount code on screen, so you guys can go and get the same bits as us. Get on the eBay shop and get yourself your 10% off when you spend £15 or more. And then we've got Frost, who, when we really get stuck into this project, get it painted, is they're obviously going to come into their own with various bits and pieces, like we've got the primes and stuff on the shelf and things like that. So go check them out as well. There's a discount code for them. Time-lapse time. Start drilling, marking out this back end. A lot of time-lapsing in this video. I just want to knock it all out of the park and concentrate. So catch you in a bit. So with the quick of the step drill, beautiful stainless bumpers, really, really nice. These have got the nice wraparound ends on them as well, so really, really good. So basically I've just, because there's 3 new panels here, the holes never line up. What anyone says, they don't. So I've just used the step drill. We can now pop them in. Alright, centre one over. And there we go. Fits really nice. All it really doing is when it's tightened down is obviously, because we've got loads of movement now on the bumper there, which I'll definitely suggest doing, you can put it, like make it even both sides, but basically when that's bolted in there, that's absolutely golden. And if I just go and grab an arch for you. So with a wheel arch fitted as well, you can kind of see where we're going with this. So it all clears nicely. That'll be bolted down. Nice overrider on there. Yeah, really, really good. There we have it. Minus obviously the rear lights and obviously fuel tank stuff on that's fitted, but looks really, really good. Kind of see where we're going with it. And then if you drop the boot lid down, I have to do a bit of modifications on this because it's not fully held on yet. But you can kind of see, look at that. So, my little makeshift boot latch for now. Go like that. So now, move around to this side. Got the grille out. So this is the grille that used to be on my sidewalk, but this car, when when my other half bought it, she did have a wavy grill on it, but the one that's on it originally was a bit tatty. This one needs a bit of work, been on the car, but mainly it's already drilled both sides to have quick release, because I used to have that on the sidewalk. So it's a really nice wavy grill. So we'll get the front bumper on, or we'll just take them off the back for now instead of unboxing them both. They're the same. Put them on like that, put the bumper on, and then we'll line the grill off, and then the front's kind of dry built. And then I think in the next episode, we'll get the wheel arches on, and then the whole package, everything that needs to be fitted to the car is bolted to it. Because things like indicators are already pre-drilled, aerials pre-drilled and stuff like that. That's why you buy good panels and stuff like that, because all that's done for you. And we've deleted the holes along the front panel, like I said already. So that's done. Nothing else apart from the arches needs to be drilled on it. So let's get you on time-lapse again, and let's get the front bumper on and the grille fitted. Right, so is the bumper just going to go straight on? Let's have a look. In theory, it should. Because Heritage front panels are genuinely quite good for that. Mainly get the centre one lined up. There you go, yep, boom, there you go. So that's the front bumper on. It's nice and even along there, which is important, because you can push it in and out. We'll probably set it out and then keep this out, and then we'll put the wheel arches on. I'll grab one now just so you can see it. So this is the wheel arch for this side. You can kind of see we're not going to have any fitment issues with this. We just want to set the spacing for these two apart. There you go. So like I mentioned, these are going to be gloss black to match the roof. And then it's going to have a chrome trim which will follow on and then join in with all the chrome at the front of the car. So it should look really, really nice when it's done. That's the idea anyway. So yeah, sweet. Right, grill now. And there we have it. Look at that, looks like a Mini again. That's really cool. Right, so this is, I'm just using nuts and bolts. Obviously we normally have the grill button to poke out through there, but just for mocking up purposes, that's absolutely fine. I've got enough play and movement in the holes for when we get the end hockey sticks, what they're nicknamed, on and stuff like that when it's actually built, that I can move the grill around to get it bolted in nice and tight. But that is really, really nice. And that with the towing eye and bits and bobs like that, it looks really good. So yeah, it's really starting to come together now. I'm sure you can agree, this is quite a fun video to have made. So it's a bit nerve-wracking drilling the back on the boot, the hole for the reverse light, but it is what it is. Doing the bumper at the back, I've had to do that on most builds. I've actually had friends that bought Heritage shells and stuff like that, and you have to route those holes out just to make things fit because nothing's quite lined up. But yeah, this is a rough cut. This is kind of where it's going to be. These will obviously get, like I say, moved around and stuff like that. But we wanted to get all the main holes drilled. All that's left to drill now is the arches, which we will cover in another video. We might cover that with Sam and Tony with another pair of hands. Someone can step back and look. We can drill and really, really go at it properly and get them nice. But I don't think we're going to have any issues with the arches coming down here. And I don't think we have any issues on the rear. I do think it's all going to kind of work right. So quite happy with that. It's really, really fun. It's really nice to see some chrome back on this car and kind of see its face come back to life, because obviously it has been sat a little bit, which if you follow the channel, you'll know that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I think the next episode is going to be quite exciting as well, because we're going to get the arches on. Hopefully we'll get some sanding discs and stuff like that, and we start DA in the car. But I think in the meantime, I might have a video between doing that, where I start prepping the engine bay, sanding down the interior, because that doesn't have to be really, really nice. it's going to get sound deadened, carpeted and stuff like that. But the bits you do see, like the door bins, the engine bay, the top of the bulkhead and that, I want to make quite nice. So there might be a sanding video or stuff like that, or I might cut it into the one where me, Sam and Tony are DA and the whole car back. But stay tuned, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one, when obviously we keep pushing along with the 89. In between doing that, we're going to get the booth doors and all that sort of stuff sorted on there, so it should be quite fun. There's going to be a lot coming in the future, guys, and in the near future as well, which is quite exciting. So thank you very much for watching. Catch you next one. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to go and check out both our sponsors. There is everything in the description below, but if you haven't already noticed that, we've got the Minimine, where we bought all our bits from, so you can get all your stuff from them, and then Frost. There's discount codes for everyone in there, so please go and check them out. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We've got quite a lot of exciting stuff coming. Catch you next one.